Thought we started brilliantly. We made a team that's been doing very well, particularly here of late. You know, battered a couple of big teams. We made them change shape after 15 minutes because we were getting in, we were causing problems. Credit to them. They got back, strung it all back in the game, and we asked for a big effort second half, and I certainly got it. You know, I got here tonight, and I picked a team with Anksy back in there with two. We asked for effort up front. You know, Byron had done a magnificent shift on Saturday for 60 minutes, but I wanted these two to terrorise and run in behind and chase everything, and they did that. And I knew I'd picked the right team when I walked from the coach to the dressing room, and it was blowing a gale. It is freezing. It makes it's difficult conditions to play decent football in, but I knew I'd picked the right team, and we had to dig in, and we had to fight, and we had to, you know, make a couple of last-ditch tackles. Trevor had to make a couple of saves, but the effort I got was just magnificent.
And in the second half in particular, you weathered a bit of a storm towards the end of the first half, but in the second half, although they had a lot of possession, they didn't really hurt you.
We always looked to threat, and then once we scored, I felt they always looked to threat on the break once we'd scored a little bit, but no, we were pretty comfortable. The lad had a great strike. We saw it on telly a couple of weeks ago. You know, stepped inside and smacked it and hit the bar, and he did exactly the same. You know, we'd warned them, but you know, a little bit of luck was on our side then. But we deserved it. Our effort alone deserved 3 points tonight, and I'm delighted that we've got back-to-back wins. We wanted a good week, and we're 2/3 of the way through a decent week now.
Terrific goal by Mark Yates.
Oh, at the top draw, different class. Yeah, we know he's got ability. We know he's got great technique. We've seen it pre-season. We've seen it last season. I thought Matt was great today, but I thought they all were. I thought they all put a real good shift in, and the supporters. That's all they want to see. People put a good shift in. It's not that we haven't. It's like now all of a sudden the goals are starting to go in for us, and we're looking at a threat, and that's good.
And the second goal, PA gave it as an own goal. We gave it to Terry Gonell.
Oh, Terry Gonell, definitely. Listen, if David Moyle can get that goal against us on Saturday, then that was Terry's by a million miles. Listen, what do I know about football? I was just saying to Ian I might want to change Jason Taylor's position, because we put Joe as the deeper one, and we try to get Taylor sort of saying his energy ratting around there people further up the pitch. He made a great tackle, great pass to John Marquis who turned his man and rifled in a great cross, and Terry's made great contact and put a ball in the back of the net.
Mike, you understand I've got to ask you about this. You didn't see the match out from the dugout. What happened?
Me and their manager had a disagreement. He called my team a non-league team, and I'm a non-league manager and a non-league team, and I have every right to defend myself and my club, and I didn't say anything wrong, I didn't swear. The referee just asked me not to come and sit on the dugout, so at the end of the matter for me, I'm going to go and have a beer. Doubt he'll invite me in, but I'm going to go and have one anyway. I thought it was out of order, and he tried to change his tune and say we're a non-league, that his team were a non-league team, but I knew exactly what he said, and so did he. So listen, end of the story. I just said to the ref, I shook his hand at the end, because I just said you're a bit harsh there, because I ain't really done anything. But if people call my team a non-league team, I've got every right to defend them.
And to be clear, he was sent to the stand as well.
I don't know if we were sent to the stands. We were just asked them not to come down. I don't know what that means. So I hope it doesn't mean anything more than that, and to go any further, because it was petty. But I'll stand up for my players and my club. You know, we've been a league club for 14, 15 years now, and I don't take too kindly to being called a non-league team. And last thing I said before the players went out, it's just called us a non-league team. Go and shove it up in.
Famously, you played in a team that had phenomenal team spirit, phenomenal commitment. Do you get a real sense that that's now back, having perhaps done a little bit of a dip?
I think it's been here since Bury. I think pre-season was good, weren't always the right results. I say good, and you pulled a face. I meant good as in we got something out of it as a group. You know, we worked really hard. we learned things about them, what we can do, what we can't do, and we've adapted to what we've got and been able to bring in. And you know, today we've done it without our captain, who's been magnificent all season. Jack's gone in there and looked the part again. Troy and Stevie were magnificent. They all were, and there's a real good spirit about it. Even when we went on that run where we're not particularly winning enough games and scoring enough goals, their belief was there, their energy there, their performances were on the whole there. You know, and I'll forgive them. You know, Shrewsbury now and stuff like that. We've turned up in nearly every game, and that's really pleasing. And it's a tough league. You don't get any give-me's, you don't get any easy games, and we're not proving to be an easy game for any team, and that's pleasing.
And at the end, you got them together in the huddle.
I didn't. I think the players did that, and Sean did that. Listen, they deserved it. I wasn't able to contribute like I wanted to. Second half, I was on my phone to Ian Hutton. And it was an experience I don't want to go through again, but I think it was a little bit harsh as well. You know, I think nothing happened, just words. And I don't, like I said before, I don't like anybody putting my team down. So I'll try and defend him if I have to.
Quite right too, Mark. Thanks so much.
Cheers, Pete.
Just on that decision with Joe Hanks moving into a deeper position, didn't that give you a lot of pleasure seeing like a tactical move like that pay off in the way it did?
So I suppose it did, yeah. But the fact that I was on the phone to Ian, sort of saying, "No, I think we need to move it back," maybe tells you I'm not as tactically a genius as you're making out. Listen, Tails. I thought Tails, by the way, put in a right shift. I thought just at the start, second half, I just felt he was doing too much work, and he weren't quite getting near his man. And that's what I was talking about. It weren't like I think Tails needs to be that bottom one again. I just think he was probably a little bit more suited to it. But he goes and makes a great tackle, sets us up for the goal, and then we put him back there. And I think then he showed what he was about. He tackled, he harried, he won everything. He made some good passes, and he's been brilliant. And that just shows what the players are about. You know, Stevie's been smashed, Jack's been smashed. But that's what happens when you come to places like this on a cold Tuesday night. But their effort was brilliant, and we've got a tough one now, Plymouth. But we can go on the back of a couple of decent wins and a couple of really spirited performances.
Given the conditions and given the run you've been on prior to Saturday, would you say that that's almost your best performance of the season so far?
Yeah. But people say, it won't one for the purists, but League Two's not too many times one for the purists. Yeah. You know, we try and play, and the two goals we've scored are superb. Matty Richards, his technique, you're not going to see that. You're not going to see any better than that in the Premier League. But we are what we are. We're trying to get better. We're trying to improve with the ball. But you go out there today and just want to play tippy-tappy football in those conditions. There's only going to be one winner, and you have to play what you're against sometimes. And they're a big team. I'm standing I was sitting in the stand second half, as we know, and they're bringing on bigger and bigger players and throwing them forward. And I'm thinking, can Amari cope if I put him on? But listen, we were magnificent in everything we did tonight, and I'm delighted for them.
Well done. Cheers, man.
All right. Cheers, guys.
Cheers, mate.
Cheers, chaps.
Well done, Mark.
Brilliant.
Well done, Mark.
No,
Fucking way.